This is an elephant migration, but it's not in Africa. In fact, it's in Asia where Asian elephants were once free to roam. For thousands of years, elephants would travel great distances each year, moving from their dry summer homes to their wetter, greener winter homes. They followed the monsoon rains, like those massive seasonal storms that sweep across the Indian subcontinent every year. The animals moved with them. In the summer, the elephants would head for higher ground, escaping the rising floodwaters and the biting insects of the lowlands. And in the winter, they'd head back down to the lowlands, where the vegetation was lusher and the water was plentiful. This annual migration was driven by the search for food and water, kind of like today's African elephant migrations, except these ancient migrations were much longer. Elephants would cross entire mountain ranges, trekking up to 180 kilometers in a day, which is really something. Because Asian elephants usually don't travel that far in a whole year, let alone a single day. But when the monsoons hit, they got up and moved. But why don't elephants do that anymore? Hi, it's me, and this is our digital channel. As you may have guessed, we love talking about migrations here. But in case you're new to the channel, migrations are a regular movement of animals from one place to another, and they usually happen at a particular time of the year. Like the wildebeest migration in the Serengeti, the monarch butterfly migration in North America, or the salmon run in the Pacific Northwest. Animal migrations are pretty amazing feats of natural navigation. Even the most sedentary animals move around a little bit each year, and some species migrate hundreds or even thousands of kilometers every year. But for most migratory animals, the journey isn't easy. Along the way, they need to find enough food and water to keep them going, and they need to find shelter to protect them from predators and the weather. Sometimes these journeys take them through dangerous landscapes like busy roads or areas full of hunters. And that's why it's so remarkable that Asian elephants used to migrate hundreds of kilometers every year. Especially because, unlike wildebeest or salmon, elephants don't have a built-in biological compass to help them navigate. Their ancient migration routes took them through 7 different countries, including India, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. At their peak, there were around 26,000 elephants in the region. That's about the same number as today, but back then they were spread out over a much larger area. As late as the 1950s, Asian elephants could still be found as far west as Turkey and as far east as Indonesia, but by the 1980s, their range had been reduced by more than half. Most of the elephant's historic range has been chopped up into tiny pieces of habitat surrounded by human-dominated landscapes. Today, the longest continuous elephant migration in India is only 30 kilometers. And in some places, elephants have to travel less than a kilometer between patches of suitable habitat. When your home is split up into tiny pieces, you can't really go anywhere without encountering humans, and that's led to a lot of conflict. Elephants have been killed by trains, trucks, and cars. They've been poached for their ivory tusks, and they've been beaten and harassed by people protecting their crops and their property. It's no wonder that after thousands of years of migrating, Asian elephants are beginning to forget how to migrate. But a few small changes might help get them moving again, like providing safe passage under highways or building wildlife corridors to connect fragmented habitats, or reestablishing the kinds of plants and trees that elephants need to survive. These changes won't be easy or cheap to make, but they'll make all the difference for elephants without a map. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.